of all? Okay, hi guys. So tonight, I'm just so excited that you guys are here and ready to learn more about how you can create a sustainable business. And the way that we create a sustainable business is by good customer service, learning how to onboard, learning how to duplicate. And those are the things you guys are going to learn tonight, because if you get all of those right, you're going to have a business that's going to be around for a very long time. And that is what we're here for. We're here to create a legacy. Okay, so first off, I am going to share my screen and we're going to go through the back office. So we're just going to go over the basics. And like I said, maybe you already know how to go through the back office, but I just encourage you to listen. And maybe you might pick up something that you are like, oh my gosh, that is easier, or that makes sense. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. And you guys let me know if you can see it, if you can't see it. Okay, so here is the back office. This is my husband's and it is blank, so it won't be confusing. So here is, I'm just going to go over, like I said, everything for you guys to look at. So your subscription, this is my and this is also really good when you're going in and helping someone else, because you want to know your way around the back office that way. Because here's the thing, our business, we control our business. It is all numbers. And it's really empowering when you know that you can control your business, like you are in charge of your business, because you know what's going on in your back office. It's really empowering when you know what's going on back here. Okay, so my subscription, when it's on, that means that they have ordered 100 PV or more, and they have their subscription on. Current PV, that is the personal volume that is going to be attached to any bundle, any product, any, skincare. It's going to be right there, and then you're going to see their personal volume. And then you're going to go to points and rank. And that is, so for each person that you sign up, you get points for them. Okay. So I know you guys probably already know this, but for level 1s, you get 6. For level 2s and 3s, you get 5 points. Level 4, you get 4 points. Level 5, wait, see, look at me. This is where you get confused. Hold on, I got to write this down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Level 1, you get 6 points. Levels 2 and 3, you get 5. Level 4, you get 4. Level 5, you get 3. Level 6, you get 2. And level 7, you get 1. So you get paid all the way down to level 7. And this is when you want to create your business, when you want to create your business wide and deep. Okay. Because when you're duplicating, you're going to be obviously signing up level 1s, and then you're going to want to help them do the same. Okay. So that is where your points and rank are going to go through. So when you sign someone up, you're going to get 6 points, and then you're going to help them do the same. And we're going to talk about the onboarding system. So this is where you'll see your points, and this goes with the ranks. Okay. So say for silver, that is 3 people, level 1s. And so that is 18 points. Gold is, our senior silver is 50, gold is 100. Senior gold is 250, and so on. So that is how you get your points, and that is where you come to see them. Okay. So new VIPs, for every new VIP that your team signs up, they will be right here. And then new brand ambassador, when they help one person, they will convert into a brand ambassador, and you will see that number right there. The contests are usually right down here below here. And you'll see your contest credits and all of that. And then right here is a box that a lot of people miss. And this is the calendar for Plexus. This is the training calendar. This is anything that happens in the Plexus ambassador community. You'll find it right here. You'll find all the recordings. And I really encourage you to check this out each month, because there are some really amazing trainings that go on inside there. And I know a lot of people miss that because they don't really realize that this is the whole entire calendar for corporate. And it is awesome. I have gotten some really great training videos from the training sessions that happen in that page. They're really great. Okay. All right. So this is your PV breakdown. This will be all your customers, like your retail customers. And you'll see all of them. And then your perks. Okay. So, oh my gosh, he has a lot of perks. I didn't even realize. So this is your perks. So you'll go to your perks portal. We'll click there and you can redeem your perks. And so obviously you just go through, if you're unmuted. Will you mute yourself, please? So you'll go through and this is how you will redeem your perks. You'll just click on it, and then you'll hit redeem, and it has to be on a current subscription. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And then so say you have signed 3 people up. Okay. And you're like, okay, I need to make sure that their order is on. Okay. So you're going to click back here, and that is clicking on your points and rank. And that's going to show you right here, total points. The left column is going to show the previous month, and the right column is going to show your current month with their points. Your outside legs are anybody that, say you have someone that you sign someone up and they are just taking off. That is going to be your primary leg. Your secondary or your outside leg, that is going to be your next business builder who is taking off, right? So those 2 legs, those are going to be your outside leg. That is going to be your outside leg of your primary business builder. Okay, so obviously you have to be qualified, personally sponsored for each rank. You have to sponsor so many to unlock the commissions and to get everything that comes with that rank. All right, so as you're going down, as you're starting to sign people up, this is the really exciting part. Like I said, you have total control over your business, and you have the ability to see where your points are coming from, how you can gain more points, and it's all in the back office. So if you click on this is going to be probably a really bad, well, there's no data to be shown because it's my husband's back office, but I'm just going to show you. You'll press load data, and you'll go through here, and it'll say the sponsor's name, the customer's name, the paid level, and then the actual level. So the level, compression happens when someone doesn't order, and it will compress up to you. So say that mom didn't order for a month, all of her people would compress up to me. And so my level 2s would become my level 1s. So her level 1s would become my level 1s, and so on. And so this would be the level that they actually are. And then this would be the paid level. So sometimes this might be a level, my actual level 7, but maybe 2 people above them have not ordered. And so now it's my level 5. So it's always really important to take care of your team and just love on everybody. Honestly, I've been doing
in progress.
I've been doing this for 7 years. And I have just found that being open to helping all levels, no matter what, is really going to create a team that is really tight knit. And it just creates a really good foundation for your business. And then over here, you're going to go, and this is where you're going to check to see, oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not, hold on one second. You're going to see over here, when we say go and check your back office, check the credit card declines, check the push outs, all of that, you're going to go to order status. Okay. And in this order status, you're going to double click, and it's going to bring up the most current orders, right? And so you're going to look, and it's going to bring it up in order. And so every day you need to be in your back office, and this is something that you do to check to make sure people's orders go through. Okay. So order status, it'll say CC decline, or it'll say canceled, or it'll just have like pending, whatever it may be, as long as it looks like a credit card decline, a canceled, or it will say like pending. That is the time. And you know that maybe someone has already ordered and you're like, why are they still pending? That is your job to reach out to them and to help them. Can you guys still see? Yes. Okay. To help them get started back. And so one of the things that I like to do is I like to personally reach out to them. So I will make a list every day. I'll go through and make a list of my credit card declines, right? That credit card declines are always going to be under your order status. Okay. And so I'll go make a list of everybody. It doesn't matter if it's my level 4 or level 5, I'm going to make a list. And then I am going to go through and I'm going to tackle my level 1s first. And I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to say, hey, Vonda, I know that you were super excited to get started with Plexus for your energy, blah, blah, blah. If you're like me, you probably switched your card and you forgot to update your subscriptions on some things. It looks like your card didn't go through today. Can I help you get that fixed? That's it. Don't make it weird. People want to know about their credit card declines because I was nervous in the beginning to reach out because I was like, oh, that just seems like in their business, like, it was just taboo to do that. But it's actually not, because the one time that I did not do it, she did not get her order. And the girl messaged me and she was like, I didn't get my order this month. Like, I'm out of everything now. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I should have met. I was like, well, your credit card, but she was like, I got a new card and I didn't update it. Like, she was not happy because she was on such a good routine with her products and now she was going without them. And so you're not saying anything. You're literally just letting them know, like, hey, if you're like me, you may not have updated your card to the subscription. Can I help you get that started? And so that is all. It's that simple. And then if they have a pending status, that's when you'll go to your upline and you'll say, hey, can you take a look at so-and-so? It's pending, and maybe they can call. I would go to your closest Jewel, and then they can maybe call the Jewel line to see what's going on. And then for the subscription part, you want to make sure, one, when you sign people up, that everyone has a subscription. So what I like to do is I always like to go in every single day, click the subscription, make sure that everyone has a subscription on, and that it is 100 PV. Even though we still get points now for partial PV, I still believe, I grew up on the 100 PV, and I still believe when they have 100 PV in their back office and they are ordering 100 PV, they are going to see results. They're going to see results with the 3 or more products in their cart, okay, or on their subscription. And so if their subscription is non-existent and they just got started, or maybe they got started last month and their subscription is off, I don't want you to have any drama around it. I want you to go to them and say, hey, Sally, I know you were really excited to get started last month and you were seeing a lot of changes with your energy and your sugar cravings. But I did notice, I was going through my back office doing, checking everything, and I noticed that your subscription is off. And this is where you become a really good question asker. You say, do you have too much product? Did you get behind? Talk to them, because most likely it's not the worst case scenario that you're thinking of in your head. They didn't quit because they hate their products, blah, blah, blah. Whatever story you're feeding to your head, that is probably not the case. Most likely they either got behind and then they got overwhelmed, or they forgot, or something like that. And then that is where you come in and you help them and you say, okay, you got behind. Tell me how many of each product that you have, and let's get you set back up on a schedule that way you can catch up. Okay. And so you want to make sure that you're asking those good questions and that you're saying, okay, you're going to leave that conversation with a plan for them to get started back. And maybe that might also be, sometimes I say, hey, like, do you need me to text you a few mornings this week to remind you to take your pink drink, to get you on schedule? Like, I'm happy to do that. Or maybe that's you, like, taking a selfie of you with your pink drink every morning and just sending to them with like a little positive, like, message to them, like, good morning, I hope you have a good day, cheers, or something like that. Just like something fun to remind them, like, hey, take your pink drink. And so those things I'm always happy to do, because that's what we're here for, is to see people succeed on their health journeys. Okay. So after you get done here, once you start building a team, you're going to have team points. And so each person that is on your team, you're going to double click, and it's going to bring up the most current, or the highest points down. Okay. So you're going to get to see how many points each person has on your team. And this is a great way to help you help other people. Okay. So say it is it's Magic Week, which Magic Week is the last week of the month, and everyone's pushing for their goals. And so you're going down and you're seeing that Tiffany has 10 points or 12 points. And you're like, she needs one more for silver. And so you're going to reach out and you're going to say, hey, Tiffany, I was going through my back office and I noticed that you are one away from earning $300 this month. Would you be open to trying to get that next friend to jump on board with you so you can earn that bonus? And so you're just going to go through your back office and you're going to see who might be close, who might be, at 245 or 246 or whatever, and you're like, okay, girl, like, let's go. You're about to hit senior goal. What can I do to help? So it just gives you a really good gauge on where your team is. And this is a really important thing. And I'll tell you that use the team points to encourage your team, right? Go compare to last month. You can go right here, and you can check out last month's. You can click March and it will bring up March. And so what I like to do is I like to go through and I like to go from March and I'll take my top business builders and then I'll compare their points from last month to the current month. And I'll say, hey, way to go. You grew 200 points from last month. I am so proud of you, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is just a really good way for you to give compliments and encourage your team and let them know like, hey, you're doing great. It is such a great tool because I like to know where my team's at. I know that gives me, an idea of what that month's going to look like. It also gives me an idea of who might be pushing for a goal. And so I just really encourage you guys to really utilize that team points as well, just like you would your order status, just like you would your subscriptions. Okay. So as you're going over here, this is your points, right? And so when someone's order goes through, you will have points right here. So it'll be a 6 or a 5 or a 4 or a 3. If you do not see points here, but you see the order status has gone through with no, complications, that is also when you need to contact your Jewel upline and say, hey, can you take a look at this for me? And that means that maybe something in the system just didn't connect. Because you always want to make sure that you're receiving the points for people who ordered. So sometimes it happens, it's technology. And that's why we have to keep an extra eye out for those types of things. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. All right. So that is your back office. That is, I'm not done, but that is how you are going to be checking. That is part of your IPA. That is how you are going to continue to have that residual income, is making sure your customers have their subscription on, ordering 100 PV, suggesting products. Maybe someone couldn't take the bio cleanse from the triplex. This is where you swoop in and you say, we've got that custom pack, that custom basics pack. You're going to figure out a new routine for them. And you're going to say, hey, listen, I know that you are having trouble with the bio cleanse. Why don't we switch it up? And why don't you take the slim, the X factor, and the vital biome? Something like that, because that is going to, if they're going to the bathroom too much, if they have, IBS, something, that's going to help them not go to the bathroom too much. So, and guys, do not be afraid to recommend products. Don't be afraid. What I always tell people is, in the beginning, I always tell them, listen, be open to switching your products around, because I'm just learning how your body's working and you're learning how your body's working with these products. So please just be open if we need to swap a product or whatever. And that just kind of sets the stage to let them know like, hey, this is something new that your body is trying and we may have to switch a product around. Okay. It happens. We are not doctors. We are just recommending what we think is the best. And that's all we can do. Okay. So as your business, this is where you're going to have all the things. This is where I feel like this is like your money maker right here. So VIP referrals, new VIP customers. This is where you're going to see where all your new VIP customers for the month, you're going to be able to see who they are. I recommend, if they're in your levels 1 through 3, to introduce yourself. Tell them, hi, hey, this is Andrea. I'm friends with blah, blah. I'm so excited for you to be a part of this community. And just tell them a little bit about your story. It's always nice just to reach down and stay connected, because it really does go a long way. And you never know when that person may be inspired by either your story or, see something and it blossoms into a business builder. Okay. So fast start, this is where you're going to be able to check to see who is eligible still for fast start. A great tool. Perks report. Okay. So clicking on perks report, like I said, I know this is blank, but it would just be really confusing with my back office since it has a lot of everyone's personal information on there, but the levels. So the perk report is a really good way also for retention. Okay. So if you come right here, you are going to go to days to forfeit. You're going to slide this over to make it bigger, and you're going to double click, and it's going to bring up everybody in that column that is about to lose their perk credits. Okay. So it will go from, I think it starts with like day 3, day 2, or it'll say like today. And that means that they are going to lose their perk credits today if they do not get their subscription up to 100 PV and on. Okay. If it says 3 days, that means they have 3 days to fix their subscription, get it up to 100 PV, 2 days, 1 day. After that, today, they have forfeited their perk credits, and unfortunately, they are not going to be able to get them back. So I always like to send a message and say, hey, I was in the back office doing some work, making sure that everyone was aware that they were on the, or, you can say like, hey, I don't know. Well, okay, first of all, every 100 perk credits is roughly $10. And so say they have 200 perk credits, you could say, hey, you have $20 that you're about to lose. I saw that your subscription dropped below 100 PV. And then you go right into the question asking and saying, did you have too much product? Were you having trouble remember taking them? And that is when you can help them fix it. If they're saying, or they might say like, I just cannot, the slim was not agreeing with me. And then that's when you go in and you recommend something, or that's when you go in and help them with their new routine. And so always, 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 this is also part of your daily IPA or your daily back office work, because this thing is updated every single day, and honestly, multiple times during the day. So I like to check it morning and I like to check it in the evening, just because things can change. And I don't want to miss, someone having, 1,500 perk credits. And a lot of the times people don't even know about them, because a lot of people are not told about perk credits from the very beginning. Okay, so then you have points and rank, which we just went to. New brand ambassadors, those are the people who have helped someone get started. And then you've got your commission summary. And so this is what you'll see. And you'll see for March, Brooks made a whopping $2.85 off of his own order. I wonder how many, we've never, ever cashed in on his stuff. I'm wondering, I'm like, Lord, we've been doing this for 7 years. And maybe I have $100 back there that I don't even know about. So this is where you'll see your commissions for March. These run are roughly around, so they're posted right now, but they will actually be distributed usually around 13th. And so this is where you'll see that. Then these will be your business building bonuses. Okay. So, or any kind of other bonuses, if, say you help someone go faster, all of those things that will be calculated into your weekly. Okay. So business building bonuses are for welcome packs. Every time you sign someone up, or your level 2 sign someone up, you will get a bonus. And so that will come out that following Wednesday. So that's where you'll check them. And so say, go check your commissions right now. And then what I always like to do is I like to add up everything I made in March, tack that on to the big commissions number. And that's how much you made for the whole month. And so you'll be surprised. I encourage you guys to go do that. All right. So for the training center, there's a resource library that's really great. It has welcome pack graphics, all of that. I encourage you guys to go and look around in that. I'm not going to take up time going and doing that, because here's the best way that you're going to learn to get into your back office, or to know your back office, is just to get in there and play around with everything. You cannot mess anything up in here. And that is going to be the best way for you to learn how to maneuver back here. Incentives and recognition and sharing plexus, the products, there's information sheets back there. That's where you'll find the product info sheets with all the nitty gritty information on there. It'll be back there. And then obviously the shop tab. So that is your back office in a nutshell. And truly the most important things that you're going to be back here looking at are your credit card declines, are your push outs, making sure the orders went through, your perk credits, looking at that fast start dashboard to see who is eligible, and all of those things. That is going to keep your business in motion. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we are going to be talking about, and I'm going to turn this off so I can see everybody's faces. So the next thing that we are going to be talking about is coaching through detox. Okay. Actually, let's just talk about how to sign someone up on the phone, because I feel like this is going to flow into everything else that we're going to be talking about. So I always recommend signing people up over the phone. You guys, I know we have the share cart option, and I honestly love the share cart option. I love it. But I also make sure that I'm getting on the phone with them, because that connection that you make on the phone, telling them about detox, about the subscription, about perk credits, about the Pivotal app, anything that's going on that month, and onboarding as well, helping them share, that is going to be done over the phone. And that is the easiest way to build someone's trust, is when they hear your voice. If you are like, no way, I hate getting on the phone. Listen, I have a friend who is a Sapphire, and we do like a weekly coaching thing together. And she was telling me her fear is getting on the phone and signing people up. And I was like, you're kidding me, right? No way. I'm like, okay, this is why you're not growing. This is why, because you're not scheduling those phone calls and making it urgent to hop on the phone with someone and get them signed up. It's like the share cart's great, but also to that urgency was saying like, hey, I'm going to send you the cart. Let's jump on the phone really quick and I'll walk you through how to get through it. Right. Because one, I love the share cart because they can check out themselves with the correct products in the cart. And it just makes it so much easier. But also too, hopping on the phone, here's what you do. They'll say, okay, I'm ready to go. And you're going to say, okay, great. I'm going to send you what your cart is, everything that's in there. I'm going to give you a call. Are you free right now? And if they say, sure, say, okay, what's your number? If they say, I'm not free right now, you're going to say, no worries. I'm available this evening around 7. Does that work for you? If they say, no, it doesn't, then you're going to say, no worries. What time works for you? Right? You're just going to continue to kind of ask them what time works for you, or you're going to suggest a time, but no matter what, you're going to pin that phone call down and you're going to say, I really want to get on the phone with you. I always say it takes 5 minutes, but I want to make sure that you check out correctly, that you don't get anything that you don't need. And I also want to just give you some tips to get started because it can be a little overwhelming if you don't have just some simple tips to get started when you get your products. And so that gives me a way to connect with them right off the bat, right? And I have found that when I am able to get on the phone with someone, I have that instant, like, I say, like, it just like builds that trust with them. And so they're more likely to respond to me. They're more likely to like feel comfortable around me, to check in and all of those things. And so I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to do a little small talk. I'm going to say like, here's your cart, kind of just briefly. Here's the thing. We don't want to overload them with information, right? We want to just give them just enough. You're going to say, here's the pink drink. It helps, it's going to help you balance your blood sugar, your energy. You're going to try to pin those products to their health goals. And so you're going to say, and then the Probio 5, it's going to, really help with your bloating and just all those sugar cravings, all that bad bacteria in your gut. The Bio Cleanse is going to help come and sweep all of that out. And I always say, don't worry, you're not going to be pooping like and running to the bathroom like crazy. So don't worry, I got you. And so that kind of like makes them laugh. And then they kind of are like, whoo, okay, Bio Cleanse kind of scared me. And I always say like, I wish they would change the name because Bio Cleanse does sound scary. It does sound scary. So then I'll move on and I'll say, do you have any questions for me? And so I just pause and just see if they have any questions for me. If they do, I'll answer those questions and then I'll just move on and I'll say, as they're checking out, we're kind of going back and forth and I'm saying like, okay, yeah, have you gotten to the page where you put your information in, blah, 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 your card. And then as I'm doing that, I'm also kind of telling them, how are you with drinking water? Okay, great. Or if they're like, I'm not so good, then I always tell them, I don't want you to just dive on into this and try to drink half your body weight in ounces tomorrow, but I want you to increase it slowly. If you're only drinking 40 ounces and you need to be drinking 80, then I want you to just increase by 16 ounces until you work up to that. That way you're not getting discouraged right off the bat, right? We don't want to set them up for failure right off the bat. And so I'll say, increase your water intake by 16 ounces until you work up to that. It's really important. I tell them it's really important because you may experience some die-off. Don't make this part scary because it really is not scary. It's part of any digestive gut health cleanse. I say cleanse because the Probio 5 has an antifungal in it. So when it breaks past that gut barrier, it's getting all the stuff out and all the toxins are flying around in your body and it can make you have a headache. It can make you feel, I say it's totally normal if you have a headache. It is totally normal if you experience increased sugar cravings or bloated or maybe a couple pounds. This is your body getting rid of toxins. And before they're going to be released, your body tries to hold on because it seems like it's in danger. It's your body is telling you're like, I say like fight or flight, that something is in there and it's trying to attack it, but it's actually getting rid of all the bad. So it's going to hold on to that water weight. It's going to hold on to the bloating. And then once you continue to be consistent, everything's going to fall into place. And so I always say, like, we always high five. We always get excited when we have detox symptoms or die-off symptoms, because that means that the products are working. They're getting rid of all those years of buildup. So I just make them aware, because the last thing that I want them to do is be on day 6 and be like, oh my God, I feel like crap. Like it's the products, because a lot of the times you will see when people say, oh, I took Plexus and it made me so sick. I always tell them it's because you were going through detox and your sponsor was not coaching you correctly through detox, and they didn't let you know that it was detox. That is 99.9% of the time when people say, I've tried that, but I got sick or whatever. It's because one, the person just didn't ask good enough questions when they're signing them up, and they didn't check in with them. And you guys we don't want to be that. We want to be someone's person that we're checking in with them. We're asking those hard questions and we're holding them accountable. So as I'm walking them through that, I'll say, something really cool that Plexus does is that every month that you order 100 PV or above, you get perk credits, and perk credits are basically cash towards products. And on that 3-month mark, you're going to rack up a ton of perk credits for you to cash in. One of my favorite products to cash in on is the collagen. It works. It's you see results in 15 days or less. And I hype up the collagen because I think it's a great add-on for any bundle. I feel like everyone can use collagen. And so I just get them pumped for that 90-day mark. And I let them also know, like, I want you to try these products for 90 days. Like, that is my expectation for you, because I know that in the first month, your body is getting adjusted to the products. Your body is meeting the products for the first time, and they're still trying to figure out how they're going to become aligned together. And so that's when the detox and the die-off start to happen. And then in your second month, you're kind of shaking off the detox and you're shaking off all that stuff. And now your body is trying to, create new cells, and it's getting balanced and all of that. And in 90 days, you're going to feel so much different. And so I want you to stick it out for 90 days. And so I really try to hold people on that, because I do believe in 90 days, and I do believe consistency with that, what they will see results. And so then I also talk about consistency. I always say the products are not going to work if you do not take them. And I'm honest about that, because a lot of the times you do know when someone isn't taking the products consistently. And so I tell them, get a pill case. And I always send them a link to a $9 one on Amazon that I love. It's just like this little round one that has little circular things. It holds a ton. It really is. And it's cheap. And I say, like, I'm a grandma. I want you to do your pill case. Like, it will help you if you have trouble with consistency. I tell them about their water. I make sure to tell them, these supplements are not miracle pills. So don't expect to lose 20 pounds in 5 days. Don't expect to eat McDonald's every day and achieve your health goals that we talked about. You have to work with these supplements, and these supplements are going to make you feel better to do better. Your supplements are going to make you want to eat better. They're probably going to make you have more, energy. And so that's going to maybe encourage you to go to the gym or get some steps in. And so all of these things combined, it's like a domino effect. And so if you make a conscious effort to, maybe swap out the French fries for a salad, or maybe, have a smoothie for breakfast instead of McDonald's, or whatever that may be, I'm talking to them. So I'm asking them, what is your breakfast like? What is your day-to-day food intake? Because I want to know, because these are things that when they tell you the products aren't working, or they tell you whatever, then you can say, well, I know that you said that you don't eat breakfast. And so maybe your metabolism is working overtime, and that's why you're holding on to the weight. So these are just things, guys, these are things you're going to learn. Do not think that you have to know all of this right now. I did not know jack when I first started, but you learn as you go, and you just continue. This is why it's so important to get on the phone, because you just learn more things as you continue to do this. And so then I'm also going to tell them about the Pivotal app. I'm going to tell them that they get access to free recipes, free workouts, and a community of accountability, and start to sign them up with Pivotal right then and there. That way you can tell them, hey, here you go. Let's start you on Pivotal. You click start whenever you're ready, but you're already logged in, and get them familiar with Pivotal. Anybody that joined you last month or the month before last, or anybody actually, have them join our challenge on the 17th, because it's going to be based around Pivotal. And so they'll learn how to enroll into Pivotal. They'll learn and see how easy it is to actually access. Okay. Then you're going to talk about the subscription. And so I want you to hype the subscription up, because it is a good thing. I always tell people, yes, it is a subscription. Hallelujah. I don't have to worry about my supplements not coming to my doorstep every single month, because I feel so good that I can imagine if I had to go out to the store and collect these products every single month with 3 kids, I would probably not be as consistent as I am, knowing that they show up with convenience to my front door. And I also get money put towards new products every month that I am consistent on my products. So we get paid to get healthy. And also Pivotal as well. You get perk credits when you complete Pivotal. So that is also a bonus, which is amazing. So that is the phone conversation. The last thing that you're going to ask that person on the phone is to give you a shout out. Okay. So this is going to be rolling into the onboarding. Okay. Our onboarding system is in Rise Up Village, and it is under guides. It is the first guide in Rise Co. We just changed it. Like, I'm not just changed it, but it's been Rise Up Village for a very long time. And I just changed it to Rise Co. So it is the first unit. Okay. And so when you're about to get off the phone, you're going to say, hey, listen, your products will be here in about 3 to 5 days. A lot of people share their excitement right away. If I sent you a simple post that says something like, I'm so excited to get started on this, health journey that my friend Andrea helped me on. I'm just excited just to feel better and not feel blah. Like, it can literally be that simple. And just say, would you be willing to post it for me? I'll send it over. And if they say yes, you're going to go ahead and you're going to have that post already saved. You should have these like first posts. Go ahead and save anything that you see in a folder in your phone. That way it's quick. You're ready to grab it and you can just change a couple things. You could even say, hey, tell me 3 things, that you're excited to see with Plexus. And you can also add that in. Send that, have a couple photos on hand. I always try to encourage them to, use a photo of themselves, because I tell them, I'm like, people are going to stop the scroll to see you doing something positive for yourself. And so, but I always provide them with a good picture too, just in case, because I always want them to post a picture with something. Okay. And so this is going to go into our onboarding. What happens when someone says, sure, I'll give you a shout out? All right. Like I said, you're going to grab that shout out post. You're going to send it to them and you're going to say, listen, I want you to post this tonight between 7 and 9. How does that sound doable? They say, sure. And you're going to say, okay, great. I'll check back with you around 8:30, or I'll check back with you around 9, and I'll see how it went, or see how it's going, or see if you have anybody interested. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go to their page. You're going to see that they posted it, and you're going to look at the comments, and you're going to write down on a piece of paper who commented, who wants more information. And you're going to say, hey, I saw that Lynn commented. She wants more information. Here's what you're going to do, right? You're going to give them this information in chunks, right? And so you're going to say, you're going to message Lynn in the comments. And so I like to give this kind of when they say, yes, I'm going to do a shout out. I'll say, okay, great. Here's the post. I want you to post it between 7 and 9. If anybody comments that they want more information, don't worry. I'm going to take care of everything. I want you just to reply back in the comments. I'll send you the scoop. And then here's what you're going to say. And I send them exactly what they're going to say. You're going to say, hey, you're going to private message them, and you're going to say, hey, Lynn, I saw your comment wanting more information on what I'm doing. I just ordered Plexus today and I'm so excited. My friend Dawana helped me get started, and she is a wealth of knowledge. I'm still learning, obviously, since I just ordered today, but I want to connect you with her because she is going to answer all your questions. And then you add your sponsor in there, and then they're going to help, or they'll add you in there. And then that's when you take over and you're going to show them how easy it is to go over that exposure process. And we'll go over that in a minute. And so once someone posts, and say their post doesn't get any interaction, I also like to let them know that that's normal. I'll say, hey, your post may or may not get any interaction, and that's completely normal. It really just depends on how active they are on Facebook, what kind of influence that they have over their audience. And so I'll say, hey, if it doesn't, that's totally normal. But if it does, that's normal too. And I'll also tell them, like, if their post doesn't get any traction, I'm going to go to them and say, hey, it's no big deal. Tell me 3 names right off the top of your head that you can think of that we can get in contact with. What I usually like to do is hold 15-minute wellness events for people so their friends and family can come and learn more, because I guarantee once you start, people are going to start noticing, and they're going to be asking what you're doing. And I know that you just started out, so you're probably thinking, I have no idea what to tell them. This is a really great way to get people in one space, and I will do all the work. All you have to do is invite. How does that sound? And so then I'm inviting them to do a wellness event, and then I will send them the invite. This, like I said, this is all in your guides. And the template is also in there to run your own wellness event. And it's 15 minutes. It's so easy. I literally just ran one on last Thursday from my couch at 9 o'clock in my PJs, no makeup on, and it went so well. And so it's so easy. All they do, you give them the invite message and they send invites. Okay. All that information is in your guides. And that is how you're going to build your team, is by doing this with every person. You're going to get no's, and that's okay. You're going to get yeses, and that's okay. It's literally neutral. It doesn't matter if you get a no, who cares? You're going to move on. You're going to continue to, that person might see energy in 2 weeks and you're going to ask them again, hey, I know that you're noticing so much energy. I know you did not want to make a post before because maybe you wanted to see some results. Now you're seeing some energy. Would you be open to making a post about that? Right. And so you're just going to continue to ask them. So that is our onboarding system in a nutshell. And that is something I do with every single person. I don't prejudge or cherry pick and think like, oh, they're not going to want to do it. Or I just know she probably doesn't have anybody. I don't know that about them. You don't know what people are thinking. That person might be praying for an extra $300 that month, but you're telling yourself, no, she doesn't want it because that's your assumption of them, right? Let them make that decision for themselves. We're not the decision makers for people. Just let them make that decision because most of the time you're going to be really surprised. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she said she'd post. I literally never thought she would do that. And there you go. Right. And she's like getting all these comments and everything. And you're just like, woo, so you just never, ever know. And so, okay, 1 second. Sorry, Jamie, I want to look at this. Can you touch on yes. Oh yes, girl. I got detox coming right through here. May have a friend on here as a new ambassador that has a friend that may be experiencing this. Okay. If you want to mute yourself or here in a second, when we talk about detox, then let me know the situation. I am happy to help with that situation. Or if you want to just put it in the chat, kind of what they're going through, then I can use that as an example. So once you go through that onboarding, you're going to move into the customer care. Okay. And this is where we always think that when we sign someone up, our job is done, right? But that is not necessarily true. Our job starts the minute their products get to their doorstep. And that is where you're going to use the customer care guide, okay? That is in High Vibe. That is in our group, High Vibe. And it is pinned to the top and it is customer care. It has every single thing that you need to say on the days you need to say it. It's 30 days of customer care from the time that they get started, that day 1 that they click join, they purchase, you send them a message. Day 2, here's the message. Day 4, here's the message. They have coordinating videos that go with them. You guys, I promise if you use this, you will see success. You will see people watching the videos and it walks you through there's nothing to even guess about. It is all there. And so what I encourage you to do is I encourage you to copy each day into your notes. And that way you already have it in there. Do a folder that says customer care, copy it into your notes. And that way, when Sally signs up, you're like going to your customer care folder, getting day 1 out of that first day 1 note, and you're sending it to her. Obviously, please tweak it to make it sound like her and all of that. It's just a general, messages, but always put your personal spin on it. But it is an outline that works. It works, you guys. And it casts the vision, which is what we are here to do as business builders. We are always trying to cast the vision somehow with people because most of us, I did not start out to work the business. I wanted nothing to do with the business, but my friend continued to cast the vision with me over and over and over. And I am so glad she did because I would not be here if she did not continue to believe in me and push me out of my comfort zone in ways of just saying, share your story, share. I mean, she told me to share my story a million times and a million times I did not share my story. But that one time she was like, Andrea, just do it. I was like, okay. And it was 9 months later, right? So don't give up on people. All right. So that customer care, it's very self-explanatory. You're going to go through that.
Recording in progress.
Oh, goodness. Okay, sorry. So that is going to help you know when someone is going through detox. It's going to ask the questions that someone may say, hey, how are you doing on your supplements? Do you feel like you're getting into a good routine? And this is going to be where they say, I kind of, I missed a few days or I'm going to the bathroom too much. And this is where we're going to come into detox. This is where you might find that they're going through detox so coaching them through detox. I always encourage, I love that Ease is the product that we are getting free this month because if they are ordering, I always try to tack on a bottle of Ease because it really helps with detox. It helps break down those enzymes that the toxins when they build up, it really helps to break those down to where it makes detox a lot easier on the body. So if they're getting the triplex, I always want them to have the ease, because it's just going to make the detox a lot better. Okay. Okay. So you said her friend that has been on it for 1 week was regular before, 1 time a day, and now is going like 4+ times a day. She's taking Slim, Active, and Metaburn. Okay. So I would say, I would ask her if she is sensitive to caffeine, because caffeine is a natural diuretic. It can make you go to the bathroom. And so if she is, then the Active and the Metaburn both have caffeine in them. So that would be where I would start with that. If she is, I would, and see how many Metaburn she's taking. Is she taking 2? Is she taking 1? I would ask her those things first, and then see if she is sensitive to caffeine. Then I would probably, depending on her health goals, I would say, hey, I want to switch you to a different pack. Let's explore something else, maybe the triplex and the ease would be something good if she's wanting weight loss. I would explore that. But it seems like if she's going, and also too, you can go, depending on what kind of Slim she has. Does she have the microbiome? You can go through detox with the microbiome with a prebiotic. So if she got the ease with her order, I would have her start taking a loading dose of ease, which would be 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening. That is a loading dose. And I would do that for a few days, and see how that also helps. But that would be my start, would just ask her, hey, are you sensitive to caffeine? Because that can also make you go to the bathroom more times than once a day if you are very sensitive to that. So Jamie, if you want to, you can message me behind this, you can message me on the side, and I can help you with that. I know Leah's great also as well, and Heather's on here too. But so just like that would be exactly how I would start. I would say, okay, are you sensitive to caffeine? How many are you taking? Say someone is starting with the triplex and they are just going to the bathroom way too much, right? They're like, my stools are really loose and I'm having a lot of bloating. And so I would say, okay, how many ProBio 5, how many BioCleanse are you taking? Maybe they're taking 4 BioCleanse and only 1 ProBio 5. I would say, okay, let's bump down. And this is, you guys, I have just learned this by practicing and trial and error, because there's no right combo for the masses. I'm going to be different than my mom. My mom's going to be different than Sabrina. Sabrina's going to be different than Heather and Vonda and Allison. Like, everybody is different, but my protocol is just always decreasing by 1. And the ProBio 5 can also help relieve bloating. And it can also help with clearing up constipation. So I would say if they're taking more BioCleanse than they are a ProBio 5, then I would back off and maybe increase. So I would say, okay, let's back off 2 and let's take 2 ProBio 5 and let's bump you up to 2 BioCleanse, let's bump you up to 3 ProBio 5. And then I would say this is probably detox. Anything truly that's happening in the first month or 2 months, it's most likely related to detox. That in the customer care guide, there's a detox explainer video that explains exactly what is happening in their bodies. And that's why this is why I love the customer care, because they already know what's going to be coming to them. And so if it's like going to the bathroom too much, bloating, sugar cravings, that's going to be already addressed in that customer care. And so if you're coaching someone through detox, maybe, here's another thing too. You may have to go get one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if they have, say they have, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to think of a good detox. Let's see. Oh, okay. Say they're taking, one of the things that I always like to ask that I miss in the phone conversation is, what medications are you on? Always ask, what kind of medications are they on? Because if they're on thyroid medication, if they're on, insulin or whatever, you need to make sure that you're telling them that they need to space their supplements out at least 3 hours from their medication, because you just want to make sure that they're getting the full potency of their medication. And sometimes supplements can just decrease, I say, like the potency of, and make it I guess not as strong. And so you want to make sure that you're spacing that out. Sometimes it can, I say interact, as sometimes it can make them have a headache or make them feel sick. But if they're, if they're experiencing sugar cravings, or if they're going to the bathroom too much, bloating, all that, then I'm going to reassure them that, hey, this is detox. This is normal. I want you to push through this with me, and we're going to do this together. And that's when I'm going to recommend that they either order an extra bottle of Ease, or that they order Ease in general. And I'm going to say, this is going to help just break down everything in your body, and it's going to make it so much easier. So just coaching through detox is trial. Like I say, it really is trial and error, because everyone's body is different. One of the things that I always like to do is just asking them, how many are you taking? What time of day are you taking it? One of the things with people that taking Metaburn, they will be like, I have indigestion with Metaburn. And that is actually not indigestion. It is a spice that is in Metaburn, that if they do not swallow it with a full glass of water, and I always tell people to take Metaburn with food, because you should never take caffeine on an empty stomach anyways, because it just jacks up your hormones. But always have them take it with food. It will help settle their stomach. It will make sure it goes down, and it's not going to sit there and it won't burn. So I always tell people, you're not getting indigestion. It's just, you probably just did not drink enough with it, and it's just burning. So, okay, let's see. Welcome pack Rex. Okay. So anybody that let's move on to the welcome pack recommendations. Anybody that I feel like has thyroid issue, I'm just going to hit the 3 welcome packs that I recommend the most. So anyone that has, thyroid issues, bloating, constipation, inflammation issues, diabetes, autoimmune issues, I'm going to recommend the Triplex and Ease, right? Triplex, Ease, and X Factor Plus is really great for someone who has thyroid issues. So those things, and there is a list. If you go into RiseCo, if you go in our albums, I think maybe like the 5th album, there's going to be graphics that tell you what each welcome pack helps with. And so it's a great guide. Anyone that's pregnant, I'm going to recommend the Triplex, because it's just a great bundle for them to start on when they're pregnant, because aches, pains, constipation, blood sugar balance, immunity, all of those things, it helps regulate their breast milk, all of those things. That's going to be my go-to for someone who's pregnant. Someone who is super active, who is in the gym, who's working out, I'm going to do Slim Active Ease. I'm going to probably do the advanced, because I always like to start with the bigger welcome pack, because they're going to get more out of it. They're going to be able to try more products. And they're most likely going to stick with it longer when they're exposed to more products. If they tell me that that's too expensive, then you can always say, no worries, there's a smaller pack that will probably fit your budget better. And then you go to that, right? Then I'll say, okay, here's the Slim Active Ease. It's $112 plus shipping and tax plus $9.95. Lump that all in. But I always like to start with the bigger welcome pack, because I truly believe that it's a one-time opportunity to get the products for dirt cheap. And they're not going to have another opportunity to get the products at that price. So always start with the bigger welcome pack and then adjust down. So someone who is maybe wanting, or someone who has IBS, who's going to the bathroom way too much, Slim, Vital Biome, X Factor. That's a really great combo to start them out on, and Ease as well, because the Vital Biome and the X Factor Plus together are really going to help. It has the Vital Biome, and I know Allie, she has done a call that explains all of this. I'm not going to get into it, because we could be here for years if I explained how every product works. But the Vital Biome has something called Saccharomyces boulardii in it, and it is a probiotic strain that helps diarrhea. And so it can help regulate their irritable bowel syndrome. And then the X Factor Plus is really good to put nutrients back in their body, because if they're going to the bathroom too much, multiple times a day, they are losing a lot of vitamins and minerals. And so that is just a really good pack to get them started out on. So the weight loss advanced pack, I recommend the weight loss advanced pack a ton. Okay. So that is going to be your Slim, your Active, your Hydrate, your Lean, your Triplex, and Metaburn. I love that combo. It's gut health, it's weight loss, it's balanced blood sugar, it's inflammation, it's hormones, it's all the things. Okay. I love that pack. Another pack is the Active Lysol Advance, and then the Triplex, I love as well. Always, I believe, Reset and Triplex, Reset, Weight Loss Advance. I think that the reset should be just something that everyone does no matter what, because the products are going to work so much better for them when they have a clean slate. And that reset is giving them a completely clean slate to enter in, to put products in their body when things are more in balance, and they're going to see better results. And so I try to explain that to everybody. So in a nutshell, that is how you are going to learn the basics of your business, keep your customers happy, learn what's going on in your back office. I don't want you guys to be intimidated on trying to coach through detox, because that is what your upline is for. That is what your nearest jewel is there to help. That is why 3-ways are so important. Please put your sponsor in every 3-way, because that gives them an opportunity to come in and help and tell their story. And sometimes it's weird, because sometimes our friends will talk to a total stranger more than they will talk to us about their issues. I don't know. I've seen it for the last 7 years. It rings true. And sometimes it's just nice to know that someone else is there to help. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat right now. But if not, I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to hop on here with me, learn a little bit more. We'll be doing these frequently, because I feel like this is something that a lot of people need to know, just the basics of how to run your business and what is important to focus on. And everything that we talked about tonight, if you do those things consistently, in addition to your IPA and like messaging and posting and all of that, but this is the behind the scenes stuff that might not be it's not the funnest things, right? It's really not, but it is the things that keep the lights on in your business, because you are keeping your customers happy. Happy customers can potentially turn into business builders. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Happy Tuesday. Bye.